Do you want a free way to get more traffic to your YouTube channel or to your blog? Well, in today's video, you will discover how you can use Pinterest to get more subscribers to your YouTube channel or more readers to your blog. And this is a great way for beginner content creators to get more views on their content. So let's dive into this Pinterest marketing tutorial. Hi, my name's Steve from It Makes Sense blog, and we give you the tips, strategies, and tools necessary to start an online business because it makes sense to have time and financial freedom. I started my Pinterest account back in September of 2019. And as of recording this, which is February 2020, I have almost 16,000 monthly viewers on my Pinterest account. And all of my pins link back to either my blog or my YouTube channel. Now, if you don't know what Pinterest is the largest image-based search engine on the internet. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you can go to Pinterest and you can use keywords to search for something. And because it's a search engine, you can use simple SEO strategies, which is search engine optimization, to optimize your pins. So you can optimize your pin title, the file name, the tags within it, the description. So let me show you a real quick example. So I'm in Pinterest right now, and let's say I'm looking for seafood recipes. So I can type in seafood recipes. And these are all of the different pins that are related to seafood recipes. Now I can go into, let's say if I wanted to look at this pin right here. Now, this is something that if I wanted to know what this recipe was, I can click on this pin and it should take me to a blog post, which it does, of this specific recipe. So that is one way that people use Pinterest to grow their either blog or YouTube channel. Another way people use Pinterest is through social bookmarking. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Pinterest has this concept of boards, and boards are nothing more than a collection of pins related to whatever that board's about. So for instance, I have a board that's affiliate programs for beginners, and within it I have a whole bunch of pins that are for affiliate programs for beginners. So let's go back to our seafood recipe idea. Let's say I go and I search on seafood recipes, and I find 100 different recipes that interest me, that I want to try. Well, chances are I don't have time to make all of them in one night. But let's say I'm having a dinner party and I want to make a seafood recipe for my guests. Well, I can go back to my board, find a recipe that I want to make, and then look at the pin and that recipe at that time. So that is the concept of social bookmarking, and that's another way that people use Pinterest. That's how you use Pinterest to drive traffic to either your blog post or your YouTube channel. You're going to create engaging pins in the niche that you choose, and you're going to drive people from your pin to either your blog post or your YouTube channel. So when someone goes and searches on whatever topic, whatever keyword that you choose, and they choose your pin and they want to learn more, they can then go learn more through your blog or your YouTube video. Now let's start with creating our Pinterest profile. The first thing you're going to want to do is create a business profile. So what you do is you put in your email and your password, and then you create your account. So when you create your account, you're going to come to this profile, and there's a couple things that you want to do. First, you want to have your display name. So mine is my branding It Makes Sense blog. And then in your profile, you want to add some keywords that are relevant to your niche. So for instance, mine is affiliate marketing, online business. So I talk about passive income as well, passive income through affiliate marketing. You can create a side business or quit your 9-to-5. You want to put in your profile description some keywords of what your niche, for whatever niche you're in. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over on this side in the claim and claim your website. I've already claimed my blog and I've already claimed my YouTube channel, but you can also, if you have an Etsy account or an Instagram account, you can link those to your Pinterest account. Now that's important because you can't link pins for accounts that you don't claim. So make sure you do this process. All right, now that we've created our profile, what we want to do is create our first board. Now, before I would do that, I would go and search on different keywords that are related to my niche. So in this example, let's use affiliate marketing since that's the one I know best. So I would start with affiliate marketing. And then I would make sure that this is set to all pins. So you can see all of the different keywords that are related to affiliate marketing for beginners on Pinterest, ClickBank, and the list keeps going. The other thing that I would do is then I would search on affiliate marketing, select all boards, and then I can see all of the different boards that are out there. And these are all affiliate marketing, but I could say affiliate marketing on Pinterest. And these are all the different boards that are affiliate marketing for Pinterest. So for our demonstration, we are going to create a new board and we're going to call it SEO for bloggers. And these are all the different boards that are SEO for bloggers. So what you would do is you come over here, profile, boards, and then go create board. So we're going to call this SEO for bloggers. And right now we're going to keep it visible. You could also make it secret, which means that no one can see it, but I just want to leave it visible. So I'm going to hit create. And it gives you different ideas for pins that you can add to your board. Because right now, obviously, since you just created it, your board has 0 pins. But let me show you how you can then fill your board with pins. So let's go over here and go back to the search and search for SEO for bloggers. And we're going to search all pins. And then we're just going to look for pins that are relevant to that board. So for instance, this one here. Now what I do when I select a pin, I want to make sure that it is a real pin and it's not leading me to like a spam site. So I would click on it, make sure this looks legit. So then I would go back here and now I'm going to save it to that board. So let's search for it, SEO for bloggers, and hit save. So now this pin is saved to my board. Now I'm going to show you coming up how I use this right here, which is called Tailwind, and we can use it to automate this whole process, and it's really cool. That's coming up. So let's look for other pins that we can fill our blog or our board with. So let's choose this one. Oh, this actually took me right to this is was a promoted one. So that meant as soon as I click on it, it's going to take me directly to the source. So let's do this one. Click on it, make sure that it's not taking me to a spam site. Looks good. So let's save this. And I'm not going to keep saving. You know what to do now, but you want to do this, and you probably want to start off your board with at least 10 pins. So you'd want to go through, do this process for 8 other pins, since we've already done 2. Now I recommend if you have a new Pinterest account, you create 10 different boards and fill them with at least 10 pins. And that's a good way to start getting traffic and start to grow your Pinterest account. So let's go back to my profile and let's go to my boards. So you can see right here, I have those 2 pins that we saved to that board. Now let's create our own pin that links to our own content, and we're going to fill it here in this SEO board for bloggers board. So what I would do is I would come up here and I would go hit this little plus, and I'm going to create pin. Now I already have a pin for a blog post that is on page SEO that we're going to link to. So let's come over here and I'm going to drop and drag, and I create my pins in canva.com, which is a free graphic editing software, and I'll leave a link down below so you can go check that out. All right, so the title for this pin is, let's see, we're going to call it SEO for bloggers, 19 tips to help you rank higher. All right. So that is, and then, so right now, SEO for bloggers, that is our keyword and that is on our title. Now we're going to put it in our description as well. So I already have a description and I'm just going to cut and copy. So right here I have SEO tips. So I put other keywords within my description. Now I want to add my destination link, and that is going to be this blog post. So I'm going to cut and copy this URL back into this, and then I'm going to publish this immediately, and I'm going to save it to my SEO for bloggers board, and now I'm going to hit publish. All right, and I don't want to promote it. So now if I come over to SEO for bloggers, oh, it's telling me since I only have 3 pins, here's more ideas, but let's go back and let's go to my pins. And if I click on this, it should take me directly to that blog post. And it does. So that is how you create your boards. That is how you create your pins. And you can see how we link back to our blog post. All right, now let's talk about how we can get followers. So the first way, let's go back to our Pinterest account. The first way that I like to get followers, I go to this little bell and I search for people that have repinned or saved my pin. So if I scroll down here and look, so this one, Sophie, she saved one of my pins. So if I click on her, and now I can go and follow her. Now chances are if I follow her and she sees in the notification that I follow her, she'll follow me back. Another way that you can do it is, let's go to and search for affiliate marketing. And let's search for it on boards. Let me go back to my profile. Affiliate marketing. And I want to search on boards, not pins. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a board with a lot of pins. For instance, this board right here. So if I click on it, now I can see that there's 15,000 followers. So I'm assuming that these 15,000 people are interested in affiliate marketing. So if I click on them, then you can see all of the different people that follow this board. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow these different people. Now, I would do no more than 50 per day, because then Pinterest, that's not natural, and Pinterest could start looking at you as like a spammer. So I'm just going to do a couple here. And now that I'm following them, like I said, hopefully, since once I follow them, they'll get a notification that I'm following them and they will follow me back. So these are the 2 ways that you can start to grow your followers on Pinterest. To start to grow your followers and your monthly views, you have to be active on Pinterest. You have to show Pinterest that you are providing value, you're creating good pins, and you have to do this on a daily basis. So every day you should be on Pinterest, repinning, creating pins, creating boards, and getting followers. Now this can take time, and one of the tools I use is called Tailwind. So I spend probably 2 hours a week on Tailwind, and it is my activity for the entire week. So let me show you how I use Tailwind to automate this whole process. All right, so let me go to my Tailwind account. And right now you can see that I have 3 different pins that are going to be pinned today. These are going to be added to different boards. And I'm not going to go through a full Tailwind tutorial here, but I just want to show you how easy it is to use this software. So for instance, let's say I want to fill up this whole schedule with pins that are going to be added to different boards. So that just shows Pinterest that I'm active. And one of the cool things about Tailwind is it knows after time, it knows what are the best times to add pins, because it starts to gather data. So for instance, tomorrow, the best times it's saying for me to add pins to boards is 11:01, 9:27, and 9:40. 1 p.m. So how do we add pins to our Tailwind queue? So I'm going to go back to Pinterest and let's look for, we want to fill up that SEO board. So SEO for bloggers. So let's look for new pins that we can add to that board. So if I come over here, let's use this one. Now instead of, let's make sure that it's legit. So what I want to do is, instead of going to save here, I'm just going to hit schedule. And let's close this out. And all I'm going to do now is pick some pins. Let's pick that one and hit this Tailwind button. Tailwind button. Tailwind button. All right, that's enough. So let's go back to our Tailwind account. Let's go to our drafts. And here are all of the different pins we want to add to our boards. So what I would do is I'd come over here. Now I'm just going to choose that board. Oh, since I just added it, I have to refresh my board list. So right here, I'm going to add this to SEO bloggers, and we're going to add it to the queue. Choose our SEO for bloggers, and we're just going to add it to the queue. And it's really as simple as that. So now we are repinning to our boards, and Pinterest sees that we're active. Now you're probably thinking, well, this might be a spammy program. Pinterest doesn't like it. Well, this is actually Pinterest's program. This is sponsored by Pinterest. So it's completely legit, and Pinterest actually likes when you use it because it shows activity. So keep that in mind. Now that's how we can repin other people's pins. But let me show you how we can add our own pins to the schedule. So I have another pin that I did, and I'm going to add it to that SEO for bloggers board. So all I would do is I have a pin. I'm going to drag it and drop it here. And I want it to be go to the SEO for bloggers board. The title of this is, I already have this, so let's call it SEO for Bloggers, a beginner's guide. Let's put in a description. And just to change things up, instead of sending it to that blog post, I also have a YouTube video that I want to send people to. So what I would do is just copy the link to the YouTube video, copy it, and then replace the destination URL with my YouTube video, and now I'm going to add it to the queue. Now, if I want to, I can refresh the queue. So like for instance, what I usually do is I go and add a bunch of pins to my schedule, and then I add my own pins. But I don't want a bunch of pins from other people all at one time and then my own pins all at one time. I want it to be mixed up. So what I would do is come over here, hit shuffle queue, shuffle my queue, and then it'll shuffle my pins and other people's pins into this schedule. So Tailwind makes it so easy to show activity on Pinterest, and this is a program. It does cost money. It does cost a monthly fee, but it's so worth it because, like I said, I spend my Sundays going through creating probably 20 to 30 pins and loading the schedule up with other people's pins, and that's how I was able to grow my monthly views on my Pinterest account rather quickly. Right, the last tip that I want to talk about is your actual pins. So if I go to my profile here and I search around for my pins, you can see that I'm constantly testing different pins, how they look, the graphics I put in. So for instance, this right here, this went out, I think it was yesterday. It only has 2 views. This one here has 178. This one here has 316. So I'm constantly testing different ways, different graphics, different fonts to see which ones work best for me. And that's something you're going to have to do, especially at the beginning, is find a style that really works for you. And another place you can check is your Pinterest analytics. So if I go to Pinterest analytics and I scroll down, it shows you all of the different pins that are getting different or getting impressions. So for instance, this pin right here is getting 3,400 impressions in the last 30 days. So this is a style that I might want to mimic when I create new pins. This one here is a different style than this one. Let's see if I can show you. So that style and then this style, and this one got 2,400 impressions. So again, you have to play around with different styles, different pins, and see what works for you. So I would probably start creating more pins like this and see how that goes for a while. So that's just another tip, is something you're gonna have to play around with, is your pins and your styles, your fonts, so you know which ones are working, which ones are engaging, and which ones are getting you the most impressions. So that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit that thumbs up, as it'll let me know to create more content like this, and it helps my channel grow. And leave me a comment down below and let me know what your niche is, how you're going to use Pinterest to drive traffic to your content. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, as I'm putting out content weekly on how to create an online business. And I give you the tools, the tips, the strategies, because it makes sense to create a life of financial and time freedom. I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. And let me know. Okay. So what you do is you would come over there. Come over there. That's good English. And that's how I use Tailwind. Can someone let the dogs in?